Hello and welcome to the Act, the show where these three dice determine an act for you. Let's have a look at the dice. So we've got our money dice. That tells us how much we have got to spend on our act. We have got the type of act we're going to do. So, we've got the type of act we're going to do. So table, mystery, parlour, impromptu, stage and strolling. And then we've got the restriction dice. So, no Alakazam products, no coins, no mentalism, no talking, no cards, no coin, all of that sort of stuff. So, let's start with, what should we start with, Jamie? The amount of money that we spend, is that what we start with? All right, let's start with the amount of money that we're going to spend. We are going to spend £100. That's a good amount of money. Let's go for the act, the type of act that we're going to do. Let's roll that. It's a stage act for £100, okay? And we are going for, the restriction is no talking. Okay, I'm a mentalist. This is going to be interesting. So we've got £100 to spend on a stage act with no talking. So, bring on the manips. Here we go. Let's have a little look around this shop where I don't know where anything is. Follow me for what will be Simon just going shopping for stuff. Okay, let's start with, let's have a little look. Wait, should we get creative? Should we take tricks that involve talking? But I can talk, right? I can give people instructions, but I don't have to say anything. We can build an act. Nice. We can build an act where, let's assume if I'm doing a stage act, I've either got a flip chart or I've got like a projector where I can put stuff up. So I can instruct people and I can write stuff, but I just can't say anything. That's quite an interesting act. All right, let's do a mentalism act with no talking. Let's build that. I love this trick. This, the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. This is by Sean Farquhar. This is an excellent trick. So this, you're standing back to back, and if I had no tape on and just a board, and they had instruction boards, so they were looking for stuff, and it said go to any page. So this book test is, they're going to read through bits of the book. They're going to think of things. I'm going to tell them what they're reading by predicting on a board and do it. But the plot of the trick is you cheat, right? So you take out a book, which if I'm not speaking is quite funny because I can hide it underneath the board, look at things, just pointing at them, write things on the board, hiding the book behind the board, looking at the pages in the book. And the big kicker to this trick is that when they find you show them that you've got a book, so maybe you drop your pad and they see the book there, is that you then flick it to them and you show them that every single page is blank in your book and you actually had nothing on there at all. That could be a very fun thing to do. I know I'm cheating and this is creative, but technically you wouldn't have to talk to do this trick. That's a possibility. Let's leave that there for a little second. That is a phenomenal trick. That is a phenomenal trick. 20th century balloon silk frame. How much is that? Because that is a banging trick. I'll look for it. You film. That's £60. Okay. It's a good trick though, isn't it? Mm-hmm. That's a really good trick. All right. That's also a banging trick. Okay. No, I've got a better idea. All right, I've got a better idea. So let's go for, let's have a look how much a chain escape is. Yeah. So, how about this? We do a chain escape, right? We get someone to chain us up. We can start as a block, as a warm-up, maybe do that, but let's sit on that. We do a chain escape, but actually, what about if we grab some Sven cards, and we're on stage, so we'll use the stage Sven cards, or the pad, inspired by Bob Cassidy, these bad boys here. How much are these? Oh, these are the big ones, these are £28. Okay, so what about if I come out with tape over my mouth, wrapped up, and I pull out the the chain escape. We chain up, and we get someone. Okay, we could start by showing all of the different cards with different people, different famous people written on them, and then we mix them up and we give them to one person to mix up, and then we give them to the other person to mix up, and then we take them and one of them looks at what. So I say look, and one of them has a peek at that person. Remember, and then we split them all and drop them into a bag and start to mix them. Okay, and then we chain up my hands and I go like this, and I put my hands in and I try and struggle, and there's kind of comedy business with one hand coming out and pushing them back, or the other hand coming out and pushing them back, and all of this stuff, and I'm pulling out various cards and they're wrong, they're not the person that they're thinking of, and I'm getting angry and I'm trying to find it until I go, pull this off, and something comes out of my mouth and it's a picture of the celebrity that they're thinking of. Okay, so they're £30. The chain escape was £20, so that's £50. So £20, that's £50. So I've still got £50 to spend. Let's try and find one £50 trick. This is pretty fun, right? This is quite a nice thing, and you could do this before you do. That could be your end reveal. So say, for example, this is by Ian Bailey. Am I right, Ian Bailey? Yeah, it's Ian Bailey's trick, and it's a big measuring tape, and you could, to make sure that you could get your spectators up on stage and measure their height, and then decide the one that you're going to use to pick, because when you've measured their height, you go, that's it, you turn it around and it's got an exact marking that you've put on the measuring tape of how high, of how tall they are, so you'd know that that's the correct person to use. That would be quite a fun thing, because there's no talking, it's all very visual. Let's see how much that is. That's £50 on the dot. Okay, so that would be £100, right? You come on stage, you show these, you decide a couple of people who you're gonna use, you bring them up, you measure them, you go, this one, because they're the perfect height, and you've measured them exactly to the perfect height, you've predicted how tall they're going to be. That person can then chain you up. You can get them to pick something from the Sven cards, dump them in a big bag, riffle around in there, comedy business of coming up with your hands free after you've been chained up from the bag, getting it wrong, maybe do an escape, and then go, take the tape off my mouth, inside my mouth, a massive picture of whoever, the celebrity or the country or the whatever it is that you have forced on your Sven cards. It's weird, but that is a stage act. That is not a manip act with zero talking for £100. So that's it. That's the act. It took me a little while, but I'd do that. There's a strong chance that that's an act that I would do. I think that's very fun, and that for a stage act, pack small and would play massive. Really good. What would you do? Oh, that's good. I mean, put in the comments what you would have done. But comment not like a typical manip act or something silent like that. You know, how would you think outside the box to do a silent stage act that wasn't just a display of technique and stuff like that? Let me know. Can't wait to find out about it. We'll see you. I won't see you. They'll see you for an act next time. Bye. Wrong way.